if you do the work and you put everything in place and we are ready, you're going to do well. Your likelihood of doing well is much, much higher than kind of being there, hoping for the best. Like I hated living that way. And we had a couple of years where that was kind of the attitude. And I was like, this isn't good enough. I'm not here to hope. I'm here to win and to really maximize my potential. When I crashed in Garmisch 2017, I tore my ACL, MCL, PCL, LCL. I did everything in this knee. And I was just instantly like, okay, what do I do to come back? Like, what's next? That was my first thought. And I'm just like, okay, maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. But it's the love of the sport, the puzzle, the complexity of it that drives me. Some people would just be scared, but I know that if I am prepared, if I put the work in, I understand what it takes. If my body is there, I can be good enough and I'm fine. And it may happen again, and I'm willing to risk that. And fortunately, that's all that happened, which is a lot. But it all comes back to how fortunate I am to do what I do. I love traveling the world and pushing my limits. And I knew there was a finite time that I had to do that. And so I had to get back to work to rebuild my body. And I also knew that if my body was given the right materials to rebuild, it would rebuild. Or at least I believe that. And maybe that's why I did it. But maybe some people are negative and don't trust it, and that can affect it. But I also was fortunate to meet a ton of incredible people through these unfortunate events that helped me throughout my entire career. Some of them right here in Utah. Craig Bueller, I started using in 2004, and this guy is a wizard. He's a muscle guru that can isolate every single muscle in your body and determine if it's working or not, and would just bring balance to me, and it gave me confidence. He was Stockton and Malone's right-hand guy. He's a chiropractor in Kaysville and in Draper, and he was Stockton Malone's right-hand guy, and they played in their 40s. I mean, Stockton's assist and steals records are going to be very hard to touch. And I ski raced into my 40s, which is very rare. So I attribute a lot of that longevity to him, but I wouldn't have met him if I didn't break my leg, get a rod put in and taken out. And I was in a ton of pain and just searching for anything and everything. So through those unfortunate events, I look back and I'm like, oh, that wouldn't have happened, this wouldn't have happened, and that wouldn't have led to this success in the future. So I never let it get me too down. I trusted what was going on, and I just knew that if I'd put forth my best effort and ask for help from other people, it would usually work out.
Yeah, I hear you repeat a few things that I think are really awesome is doing the work and trusting in the work that you've done, kind of thematically, is you say, well, if I give my body what it needs, nutrition and exercise,
yeah,
and then I trust the work and training that I've done all summer long.
And recovery.
Yeah.
Gotta recover.
And recovery. Yeah. And then when you're sitting in that course that is terrifying you to death, when you're inspecting the course, you can say, hey, I can trust what I've prepared. What I've prepared.
Yeah.
And and I hear people say that it's a type of courage where I don't think fear is a bad thing. I think fear is a requisite for courage.
Mm-hmm.
There's no courage where there isn't fear.
Mm-hmm.
And you can step into that and have confidence and going into the unknown,
mm-hmm.
and then experience what it's got waiting for you.
And what's the saying? Like, the best luck comes from preparation or something like that, Like, that's so true. And I've had coaches that are like, oh, maybe the stars will align today. And it's like, the stars align because you align the stars. Like, if you do the work and you put everything in place and we are ready, you're going to do well. Your likelihood of doing well is much, much higher than kind of being there, hoping for the best. Like, I hated living that way. And we had a couple of years where that was kind of the attitude. And I was like, this isn't good enough. I'm not here to hope. I'm here to win and to really maximize my potential. And that comes from understanding. And you have to be a student of whatever you're trying to achieve. You have to really tear it down. The guy that really changed my mindset on that, his name's Craig Manning. Do you know him?
I do know Craig. He's actually our neighbor.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I know Craig well.
Craig just was just like, all right, man, he's Australian. He's like, all right, like it's all about the subconscious. You gotta really understand and trust the work and understand the work and put it in and know and just like reiterate it, make it a habit, make it habitual, like really just know that when you get in that situation, you're going to be okay because you understand that this is your foundation and you're not having to force things to happen. It's gonna happen. So you can just focus on the execution essentially. You have an understanding and a trust, and you just focus on the execution. That's it.
You've had amazing people support and believe in you and help you along the way. Craig Manning wrote an amazing book called The Fearless Mind. If you want to look that up, it's really good.